You're watching the Samsung Galaxy A32 Disassembly. If you need any tools, there are links in the description. We're going to start off by removing the SIM tray first. Now we need to use a hairdryer or a heat gun to apply heat to the back plate so we can loosen up the adhesive underneath, and then we're going to use a plastic pry tool to pry the back plate off. So here's your plastic back plate, and taking this off was really easy. There isn't too much adhesive on the back, so you shouldn't have too much trouble with that. At this point, there are 17 Phillips screws which need to be removed. Alright, so now that all the screws are removed, we're going to take our plastic pry tool and place it in between the back housing and the frame of the screen. And then we're going to go along the edges and pop the catches off. So here's your plastic back housing. You have a couple of antenna flex cables on the back, as well as your NFC antenna located right here. On the inner portion, you have your main loudspeaker over here, and you have a layer of graphite film located right here. First thing you want to disconnect is the battery cable. Once that's disconnected, you could go ahead and disconnect the rest of the cables. This flex cable over here connects the main board to the subboard on the bottom, as well as the screen cable which is underneath the connector over here. Now I'm going to disconnect the front-facing camera. There's a blue wire cable on the corner over here. We're going to pop that off, as well as over here on the bottom corner. There are two Phillips screws which need to be removed. One located over here holding the main board down, as well as one over here holding the charger port or subboard down. Now we can lift up and remove the main board. So taking a look at your cameras, you have your 8 megapixel ultra wide lens over here on top, the main 64 megapixel lens over here, the depth 5 megapixel lens right here, and you have your macro 5 megapixel lens right here. There's also an LED flash located right here, and you also have rubber gaskets around the connector over here and over here. Taking a look at the other side of the main board, you have a graphite pad located over here on top of the shield. Your memory card and SIM readers are located over here, and the connectors for these cameras are over here on the back, which can be disconnected by just popping them off. You also have your proximity sensor located over here on top, as well as your secondary microphone over here. Now once the graphite pad is peeled back, we can see a thermal pad over here, which sits on top of the processor. Now we're going to disconnect the flex cable for the fingerprint scanner right over here. Once that's disconnected, we can lift up and remove the charger port board. Your headphone jack's located right here, and your charger port's located right here. On the other side, your main microphone is located right over here. As far as removing the fingerprint sensor goes, it's just held on with some adhesive, so all you would have to do is apply some heat and just pry it off. As for the battery, there are no easy pull tabs to help you pry the battery off, so you're either going to have to apply some heat to the front side of the phone where the screen is so you can loosen up the adhesive underneath the battery, or you're going to have to use isopropyl alcohol to get some drops on the sides of the battery so it can eat away at the adhesive underneath and make it easier for you to pry the battery off. Here's a better look at your battery. If you're replacing your screen, most screens come with the mid-frame already pre-attached. However, if you have to pry the screen off from the mid-frame, at this point, you just heat the front where the screen is, so you can loosen up the adhesive underneath, and then you just pry the screen off from the mid-frame, making sure you run your cable over here through the slit or opening over here in the mid-frame. A few more things to point out. You have your earpiece speaker over here on top, your vibrator motor is located over here, and you have a 3D layer of graphite over here, which helps transfer heat away from the processor. Also, the flex cable for your volume keys and power button is located over here on the side. So when it comes to repairability, I'd give this phone a 9 out of 10. It's really easy to take apart and pretty much all the parts are replaceable. The only downside for me comes where the battery is, that it doesn't have any easy pull tabs to help you pry it off. So you are going to need some isopropyl alcohol, or you're going to have to apply some heat to pry that battery off. Now it's time to go ahead and put the phone back together. Once all your screws are back in place, apply new adhesive and reapply your back plate. Flip over your phone, power it on, and you're done. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe and click on the notification bell so you'll be notified the next time I upload a video. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.